Here we are on Ragnarok, and it is time for the reveal of my base. There's some interior stuff to be done, but the structure is complete, and after a lot of thinking and soul searching while I built this massive thing, I have decided what it is that I'm going to do while I'm on the Ragnarok server. But they're all about the reveal. I've used the Clingers mod to put a ramp up to the land bridge at the moment, which I said many episodes ago that I would do such a thing. But we've taken the Astraeos skins because the marble is very close to a sandstone look, and as it turned out, there's a wonderful addition in a lot of this stuff where you can take the decor boxes, and I've put statues and other things around the place. But you come in the gate, there's actually some stuff that I haven't skinned down there. We've got the walls running through the extremities, nice little accents with the pillars all the way around. The main compound area, this is my crafting and visual storage. And so when we pop down in here, jump off our bird, the crane up there, and most of the pieces is actually some of the castles and keeps utility pieces here. So we've got an industrial grinder, that's actually the industrial forge, I believe. But yeah, no, that's a fabricator. That's a fabricator. Here we have the forge. This one's a grinder. I've got a nice little table, some of the JVH, so this is landscaping stuff where we can build some fun stuff with the libraries, which is all hooked in here so we can do some crafting. A lot of these workbenches are the castles, keeps and forts, and then we have the ASR and the regular stuff, and a nice little polished marble floor, a little ladder up the back so that we can get up there, and yeah, so this is probably my main crafting area at the moment. And the idea is that it's nice and accessible and a nice little open area. You can come here with the creatures, you activate the little pulley down the bottom here, it will unload the dinosaurs and put all of the resources into other areas. And so if we look here across to the left, we have a little area here with a nice little statue on top. This is the kitchen. There wasn't a marble looking kitchen, so I've taken the steampunk skin from Official, and I'm planning on skinning these. Actually, now that the mod's loaded, let's have a look. We can probably do that while we're talking about this stuff. We should have, that's a forge skin. What we're looking for is industrial cooker. Whoa. What's going on? It's obviously invisible while the skin's trying to be applied. But yeah, oh, actually I like that. That fits, it suits the thing. Like, we shouldn't be having shiny metal objects, whereas that actually does work quite well. It probably is an industrial grill as well. Let's have a quick look. What do we got? Grill. There we go. Nice little thing. Alright, so this is our kitchen. Inside the kitchen, we've got to reskin that fridge. I'll do that later. But inside here, we have a shelf which has got a lot of the stuff like the cementing paste, sap, narcotic, little jar of rare flowers up the top there. And part of the visual storage is that you can actually preserve organic polymer. I've got a second set of shelves over here, which I'm going to be building to. Originally, I was talking about having a kibble farm, and so I'll expand this to have all of the kibbles over time. We then have the berry shelves, and so all of the stuff here, including your cactus sap and your mushrooms and all the rest of that, so all of the perishables that I would want come in here. And if I need to, I can expand to have more than just one of these. Each one of these holds 30,000 berries, so I'm pretty well set. Just a regular fridge for all the things that don't really have a spot, so a lot of the stuff in here will be eggs and the soups and things like that. And then a lot of the hanging meats, and so there's one little set of hooks for every type of meat and jerky sitting inside there. And so when you drop off over there, it all gets filtered nice and neatly into the fridge area. A well for water, and that's actually distributing from a tap out in the lake to this well here. This well is then connected all the way down the other side where there's another well, and down there is my garden, which we'll have a look at later. And while I haven't quite worked out what I'm doing with the vault, maybe there's a vault skin in the Astraeos stuff, but I'm not entirely certain what we got. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's pop that there. So look what it does. I mean, it's nicer, but Still not what I want. The vault will eventually go. This has actually just got all of my random stuff that I've picked up that I haven't bothered to sort out. But then all of these bins and various other things are all the non-perishable resources in the visual storage that have been filtered out. Although I don't have a gasoline thing at the moment. I'm very low on a lot of things like flint, crystal and obsidian. But I also need to put my cryo-fridge somewhere else. So yes, while I haven't exactly put everything where I want it, the structure is obviously all wood. So hanging up on the wall there is silk. I think the middle one would be pelt, and then the right hand side will be leather, or it could be vice versa. But yeah, that's where a lot of those things are hanging up there. Alright, let's grab our bird. Up we go, and we've got the main building itself, and this thing, it took me a lot of different tries to work out exactly where I wanted to go with this, because the original concept was to take that structure over there and use that as a basis for this design. And with the marble, I think I've succeeded quite well. So that's kind of like a rundown version of this, which is looking really polished and all the rest of it. The underside, I'm still deciding whether I want to fill this out completely under here. As you can see, I've actually got some pens underneath the pillars, and they're fully closed in. They're actually hiding a lot of the ugly underside of the build, as some things just needed to hang through. This also gives access to the walls themselves, or the interior of the walls. Under here we have a generator. This is a special generator that requires no fuel, and it's powering everything. Everything out there is being powered by that one item. It's actually covering nearly the entire build. There's a reservoir over there just to help transport water over to this side where we have a well and our garden. I'm thinking of changing the opacity of the glass here to make it a little bit more see-through, so it just looks like an open-air garden, even though it's getting the greenhouse effect. But let's get up and have a look at our building. So, on each corner we have a multi-tiered tower, and so out here we can basically overlook a lot of the world itself. Come inside here, nice little floral floor, marble tiles. You can walk up each wing to a second floor. More of the same, just yeah, nice little patterned floors, taking all the way to the very tip of the tower. And here we have ourselves a nice little platform overlooking everything that's going on. From here you can then access the main build. You can't actually get down lower from here, so this is pretty much the access to this upper floor, where we have a nice little open air amphitheater just overlooking everything. And although I don't have the bird, there was a large statue up the top, and so that's repeated on every corner. I had a lot of fun trying to make all of these pieces line up and orient the correct ways. It was quite a mission, a lot of moving around, just trying to get things to fit exactly where they needed. Right, we got our large statue at the very top as the figurehead of the build. And the last part to this is inside the main building. Now, so this is where a lot of the stuff is going to begin. I haven't actually put anything in here yet, but this is where we can talk about what it is that I plan to do, which will actually encompass all the wings and the outside as well as the interior here. I'm going to take the taxidermy bases as well as the display cases, and I'm going to just completely outfit this place with random stuff and go and see if I can start getting a taxidermy of every single creature, at least on Ragnarok to begin with, and then we'll start filling out all of these areas with the taxidermy stands, and then use this as a giant display case for all the creatures that I defeat along the way. But yeah, that's the plan. And I do need to work out what I need to do about light. I've got a single chandelier, but the scale of that chandelier is completely wrong. And I experimented with some of the other lights. This is I think that's the steampunk version of it. And this doesn't really fit. I haven't found a light source that I really want to work with. But yeah, this is my labour of many weeks, just doing a half hour here, 20 minutes there, you know, have a lunch break for work, come in and just do a little bit more until I got everything completely done, ready for the reveal. You have to let me know what you think down in the comments of the build. Anything that you see that you thought stands out, something that maybe I could even do better. I mean, it's not done at the end of the day, as we're going to now go and collect a few creatures and start filling out the insides of the build so that it actually looks occupied. And I was trying to work out what I wanted to do, because down here where I've got all my crafting, I've got all my visual storage, this is the main area that I'm going to do stuff in. And we've got lots of grassy areas to do taming and breeding if I ever wanted to. But then you've got this giant fort. And, you know, other than putting my bed in there, what was I going to do? So I didn't want to move all of the crafting up this hole. And so that's where I came up with the idea that I will use this as a giant display case for all the creatures. So yeah, there you go. And just because this server is modded and can do a lot of ridiculous things, this isn't actually sped up. This is the speed of my Wyvern. Currently I've managed to pump 210% flying speed, and yeah, this thing is just ridiculously fast. It gives you a grand aerial view of the base. Alright, well, let's wander on and see if we can get a few additions to the base. Pego, 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 with the weird colours. Rah. Alright. Well, from that you can kind of get the idea of what it is that I am going to do. I have missed one just here. We'll chuck the Morellatops on there. Alright, very good. But yes, the plan is to do this and just keep going. And so, with the nice alternating pattern, you can probably actually have it fit. I was tempted to put one there, but I think we might save that spot so that we can actually go up the stairs. And so then we would be able to go up here. We would then be able to get 2, 4, 6 more on this level. And then I don't know if I want to have open air. But I guess what I'll do is I'll do the interior of each one first, if I run out of space, because I've got all of this area here to fill in, and then we have the interior of the main keep to fill in. And through here, so yes, I need to sort this room out. This can form part of the wonderful world of the display case. Yeah, we'll see. There's probably actually not going to be enough space at the end of the day, because Ark does definitely have a lot of creatures. But you get the idea. Oh, hell yeah. What's up? Over there.